Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Finding an alpha Ossidon sucks. It does. They are rare as rocking horse doo-doo, and you are going to be paying to find them. However, there is one particular spot on the map you can definitely improve your chances to find one, but it requires a bit of explanation to detail what exactly you're doing here. So a big credit to Nakatus and Vino for the support with this, that spawns on Lost Colony work a lot different to other spawns on other maps. Generally speaking, when you go to any specific area on a map, there's a container there. There's a spawn container that encompasses that space. And any manner of creatures selected by wildcard can spawn within that container. And again, dictated by wildcard, there can be a specific amount of certain creatures spawning within that container. A good example of this, if you've not seen it already, is our explanation on finding tech gigas on Extinction. But yes, on Lost Colony, they work a little bit different, because within Lost Colony, there's spawn containers for Ossidons and spawn containers for alpha Ossidons, but only available to spawn within that spawn container if an Ossidon spawns, with a 25% chance of that Ossidon becoming an alpha Ossidon. But that's only limited to those spawn containers that only spawn Ossidons. And whilst there's a wide array of space around the map, there's 3 particular spawn containers within the west of the map that guarantee an Ossidon spawn, but only under special circumstances. The circumstances being if no other creatures have taken precedence first within the same area. Yes, it's as confusing as it sounds, but of these 3 different spawn containers, only one of them overlaps with an alpha Ossidon spawn container. And that's exactly this location at 60.811.1. That's the central area of the alpha Ossidon spawn, with the actual guaranteed Ossidon spawn being slightly southeast of that at roughly 61.911.7. And here's a great example right here of us finding one in that spawn location. In fact, we're going to see if it's got a decent trait. It's not, so we're going to make sure we kill this off. And so, not understanding that math, not only trying to get an Ossidon to actually spawn here, but also the alpha Ossidon chance for it to overlap over the Ossidon spawn, basically we have to kill everything within this general area here. And I do mean literally everything. That's mammoths, megatheriums, doedicurises, kairuku, literally everything that spawns within this area you need to kill. Of course, finding some of these things can be a bit difficult because under mesh, maybe even they're just that small that you can't really see them very well. But of course, the Desmodus has a handy ability to help you out a lot. Night vision mode. So using this, we can now see anything and everything on the map, including dodos, paras, more megatheriums, even Titanomura, hyenodons. Literally everything you see has to go. And again, having that pin available is going to be a big help to you, because you generally want to get anything within a 150 square meter distance, push it to 200 just to be safe, and keep killing anything in this area. Of course, night vision only works for so long, until a certain time of day. I think it's 5 in the morning. Your night vision's going to go away, and then you're left to do either one or two things. You could use the screech alert on your bat to detect anything. Use a parasaur maybe if you want as well. Or if you've got it, a tech helmet certainly doesn't go amiss as well by switching that into night vision mode with its detection on. I definitely found that to be a lot easier than anything else available. And you will find after a certain amount of time that fewer and fewer spawns will become available. That's because not only is there a wait time on some spawns, but other spawn containers that are overlapping will start to get pushed out to the wider edge. You can start to see a heck of a lot more spawns to the west here especially, so we're going to make sure to kill all of these off. For one of two reasons. One is we don't want any of these creatures to overlap this spawn container, to walk within this box here, because if they do, they're more than likely preventing the Ossidon from spawning. And two, given the quantity and the large spawn container, some of these could be also restricting your Ossidon from spawning over there. And as you can see, now we've killed a few over this side, a few more have appeared here now. But as mentioned, time is definitely key as well with some of these spawns. Like, spawns don't happen instant. Some of them do, but not many spawns will appear instantly. You will have to just wait a hot minute. And there is some question on whether render distance is required at all. And it could be some placebo effect, but I do find leaving the render distance allow more to spawn in over a certain period of time. This could be 5-10 minutes for you to come back in and see what spawned next. And kill them again. Again though, if you're clearing all spawns in the area, things will spawn instantly. But it will seem more laborious continuing to just kill off everything in the area because you're only getting 1 or 2 spawns at a time. And also make sure you're actually harvesting the bodies as well. It's surprising how many people think they can just simply kill the creatures and that's all they've got to do. In order for anything to replace a spawn, the body has to have been gotten rid of as well. And what I'm finding is once you've cleared the area in particular, noting those overlapping spawn points, it's best to approach this area when you're rendering it back in and rendering any creatures that might have spawned is coming in northwest from the map. So you're basically forcing the Alpha Ossidon spawn container first and then the Ossidon spawn container following that, having those overlapping containers and hopefully increasing your chances on getting an Alpha Ossidon spawn. However, again, as said, any Ossidon spawn in this particular location does have a 25% chance, but only if it's in that overlapping box area there. Like these creatures here in particular are getting a bit too close for my liking, so I'll make sure to get rid of all of these. Though that being said, if you are in the area still farming and you want to just see what's going to quickly respawn, you're probably better off being on this side of the map, roughly around 350 meters out, depending on your render distance. Be especially mindful, you will find stuff up in these trees and these ledges here. Mammoths are of course easy enough to spot, and this is especially where night vision can come in handy to pick out anything that might be spawning in these trees that you might be missing. And there is some theory surrounding the rarity of these, that potentially because Alpha Ossidons are so big, and they are the big giant mothers, that their spawning of could be a bit off and they could potentially be spawning under the map and then poofing away instantly. Personally, I've had several instances where I've gone to an Ossidon location and then as soon as I've got there, the Ossidon is missing. There's definitely some creatures that spawn under the map. We've seen several times. And there we go. Spawning in our wonderful Alpha Ossidon. In actually no time at all. Using this method, this works very well. And just make sure you fly away. And spawn, as you can see, within that 115 square meter. And we're going to make sure we taxidermy it this time as well. And there it is, baby. And there's your 2 trophies. 2 of which you're going to need. 2 of the total you're going to need if you're planning to fight Alpha on Lost Colony. A tried and tested method that definitely works as long as you're persistent. And of course nobody else tries to steal them before you get there first. Hopefully this helps you find those Alpha Ossidons. I know they're super rare, but this definitely works pretty well. And this particular second time us doing it didn't really take no time at all. It really didn't. Maybe an hour tops. Honestly, that did not take long at all, dude. Probably 20 minutes to get the second one. But I will say there's a fair advisory. Our first ever one that we started grinding for took us more or less 10 hours. And you can tell by this reaction how happy we were when we found it. Oh! Hush! 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 Get the camera! Oh, what a shame he's not here to witness this. Holy crap! It's happened! We found one! The Alfalfa has come to! Oh my god! After 10 hours of grinding, we finally got one! One finally turned up! Oh! There it is! There it is! The skulls! We got 2! Oh! But there you go. That's how you get them. I really hope this has helped somebody out there. If it has, please do comment below. Let me know. And you can taxiderm them too. Look at that. Until the next one, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.